Welcome to the hottest movie review on the internet today, the A-List Review. I'm your host, the Game Changer, Wes Troop, and it's time to go back to the theater because it's playing in limited release somewhere, or back to the couch because it's now streaming on Netflix. It's not the first film adaptation of this story this year, but it sure is gonna probably wash the bad taste of that first version out of my mouth, because this is the vision of one of the masters. My review of the 2022 animated film, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, coming up now. During the Great War in Italy, a carpenter named Geppetto loses his son, Carlo, in an aerial bombing. Devastated, he plants a pine tree in his late son's honor and spends the next 20 years in mourning. During a drunken stupor, Geppetto cuts the tree down and tries to make a new son out of the wood, which subsequently is the home of one Sebastian J. Cricket. Sebastian is shocked when he sees a blue sprite enter Geppetto's cottage and brings the puppet to life, naming him Pinocchio, and gives Geppetto the chance to be a father once again. So what did I think of Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio? I thought it's an outstanding animated musical fantasy film. It's based on the 1883 Italian novel, The Adventures of Pinocchio, by Carlo Collodi. This variation of the tale is obviously directed by Guillermo del Toro, who's best known for his films such as Pan's Labyrinth, Hellboy, Pacific Rim, The Shape of Water, and Nightmare Alley, and is co-directed by Mark Gustafsson, who in his directorial debut. The animation is fantastic, and the stop-motion technique gives us some amazing visuals, almost making me forget that it actually was stop-motion at times. I enjoyed the character design as well, from the look of the wooden puppet or the cricket, and the very cool design for the blue sprite. While there certainly are many, many, many adaptations of this classic tale, this is not only one of the more memorable ones, but one of the better ones. It still gives the audience those classic moments, such as the puppet telling lies and his nose grows, or Geppetto and Sebastian being swallowed at sea, here by a dogfish. There are, however, a lot of things I never expected to see in a Pinocchio film, such as Nazis doing a Sieg Heil and the puppet being forced to perform for Benito Mussolini, so I was intrigued with what was around each corner. This adaptation is set in 1930s fascist Italy and can certainly get dark and even scary at times, from seeing young kids training to go to war, dealing with grief as well as death and the afterlife, as we see an interesting version of purgatory and the sprite's sister, Death herself. This version even throws in religion into the fray. It certainly is an emotional journey, and we definitely feel for Geppetto here, so you might want to bring the tissues for this one. There are some lighter moments, thankfully, and Sebastian can be hilarious at times, making me laugh out loud on multiple occasions. The characters, of course, learn lessons, and Pinocchio struggles to live up to his father's expectations, as well as what it means to be human. At almost 2 hours, the film is a little long and can drag a bit about halfway through. The songs here are fine, but are in no way as memorable as the classic Disney version. In fact, when we get to Pinocchio performing at the puppet show, all I could think of was I've Got No Strings. The voice cast does great work here, starring Gregory Mann as Pinocchio, the wooden puppet brought to life who gets into a number of misadventures, and Pinocchio thankfully isn't as annoying here as he is in most versions. Ewan McGregor as Sebastian J. Cricket, Pinocchio's guide and conscience, and also the narrator of the story. David Bradley as Master Geppetto, Pinocchio's father grieving the loss of his son Carlo. Ron Perlman as the Podesta, a fascist government official. Christoph Waltz as Count Volpe, the shady aristocrat turned puppet master who tricks Pinocchio. Tilda Swinton as the Wood Sprite, the magical fairy who brings Pinocchio to life. And Kate Blanchett as Spazzatura, the Count's mistreated monkey assistant. While the animated Disney classic will always be my favorite, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio is a damn good version and one of the year's best animated films. Number-wise, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10, which gives it the A-list rating of A-list approved. That's right, it gets the A-list seal of approval. Alright, well that's the show. I'll be back with another review very soon. But until then, don't forget to subscribe right here on YouTube. YouTube.com/WestsideOf515. Like the show on Facebook, Facebook.com/WestTruePlaylist. And of course, you can follow me on the Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd @WestAlist. Until next time, Troop out.